Welcome to Insight Avenue. If people don't seem to value your time, your voice, or your presence, stay here. This isn't about acting tough. It's about becoming steady. So respect starts meeting you where you stand. Many people walk through life carrying a quiet question they never say out loud. Why don't they take me seriously? You show up. You try to be kind. You explain yourself. And still you feel ignored, interrupted, or treated like you're optional. Over time, that pain doesn't disappear. It turns into self-doubt. You start shrinking without noticing. This episode is not here to teach you how to demand respect. It's here to help you understand why respect disappears in the first place, and how it quietly returns when your inner standard changes. Nothing here is about pretending. It's about alignment between your mind, your actions, and your presence. As you listen, your English will improve naturally through clear ideas and real emotion. Before we go any further, pause and answer honestly in the comments. Which one hurts more? A. People don't respect me. B. I don't respect myself enough. Choose A or B only. Don't explain. Most people change their answer later. If you want people to respect you, the first place to look is not outside. It's inward. Respect does not begin with how others treat you. It begins with how you treat yourself when no one is watching. Many people say they feel disrespected, but their daily actions quietly send another message. They agree when they want to refuse. They stay silent when something feels wrong. They laugh along with words that hurt, just to keep the peace. Over time, these small moments teach others a pattern. Your time is flexible, your feelings can wait, your voice is optional. Not because people are cruel, but because standards are learned through behavior, not intention. Think about how this shows up in real life. One evening, someone received a message asking for help. Late, sudden, and unnecessary. They were exhausted, but still replied, "Okay," and closed their eyes with a heavy breath. The next day, no one asked how they felt. No one noticed the cost. They did. This is how self-disrespect begins. Quietly. Not in big moments, but in small decisions where you abandon yourself to be accepted. Now imagine a different response. You pause. You listen to your body. You reply calmly. I appreciate you asking, but I'm going to rest tonight. No apology, no long explanation, no guilt, just clarity. Something changes. Your time now has weight, because you treated it that way first. This is what self-respect looks like in action. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. It's consistent. You step away from conversations that drain you without defending yourself. You stop chasing people who don't choose you back. You create distance when your boundaries are crossed, not to punish, but to protect your peace. At first, this can feel uncomfortable. You may worry about disappointing others. You may fear being misunderstood. But slowly, something stabilizes inside you. Your energy is no longer available for free. Your presence becomes intentional. And people feel that shift, even if they can't explain it. Respect begins to grow naturally, not because you demanded it, but because you became someone who values themselves deeply and consistently. Others start adjusting their behavior, not because you asked them to, but because you showed them how. So if you feel unseen or undervalued, ask yourself one honest question. Where am I not valuing myself to be accepted? Start there. When you choose yourself with calm strength, the world eventually follows your lead, without you needing to say a word. Once you stop abandoning yourself, something subtle begins to change. Not in your voice, not in your words, but in how you enter a space. This is where respect starts to become visible. Many people believe respect comes from speaking well, explaining clearly, or proving intelligence. But long before anyone hears your ideas, they feel your presence. Your body speaks first. It answers silent questions others don't even realize they are asking. Is this person grounded? Are they calm? Do they belong here? Think about the people you instantly notice when they walk into a room. They are not rushing. They are not trying to impress. Their movements are slow, natural, unforced. They don't fill the air with nervous energy. They don't search for approval. And because of that, others adjust around them. This is the power of relaxed body language. When your body is tense, it sends a signal of urgency and insecurity. Tight shoulders, shallow breathing, restless hands, forced smiles. These are not character flaws. They are nervous habits. But they quietly tell the world you are unsure, even when your words say otherwise. Calm bodies communicate safety and strength. Start with posture. Sit and stand upright, but not stiff. Imagine your spine lengthening gently, not being pushed. Let your chest stay open instead of collapsing inward. This alone changes how you are perceived. Next, your shoulders. Drop them. Most people carry tension there without realizing it. Relaxed shoulders signal control. Tension signals fear. Then your hands. Stop hiding them. Stop fidgeting. Let them rest naturally. When you use gestures, move slowly and with intention. Fast movements look anxious. Slow movements look confident. Your face matters too. You don't need to smile constantly. A calm, neutral expression is far more powerful than a forced friendliness. It tells others you are comfortable being exactly where you are. And finally, your breath. Slow breathing changes everything. Deep inhales through the nose. Long exhales through the mouth. This steadies your nervous system, and others feel that steadiness. Here is a simple practice. The next time you enter a room, slow your steps. Take one deep breath. Say nothing for a few seconds. Look around calmly. Let your body settle before your mouth opens. You don't need to chase attention. The person who doesn't chase is the one people watch. When your body is relaxed and grounded, people may not know why they respect you, but they will. Presence speaks louder than performance. And once your inner respect is aligned with your physical presence, your silence begins to carry weight. After presence comes pressure. And pressure is where most people lose respect without realizing it. Not because they are wrong, but because they react. People will test you. Sometimes intentionally. Sometimes unconsciously. They interrupt you, question you, challenge your ideas, or pull you into emotional situations that don't deserve your energy. The moment you react without control, something shifts. You may feel justified, but you give away power. Non-reactivity is not silence. It is not weakness. It is the ability to stay steady when others are trying to move you. Most people believe strength means responding fast, defending yourself, proving your point, or correcting others. But real strength shows up differently. It pauses, it observes, it chooses. Imagine someone criticizes your work in front of others. The usual reactions appear immediately: explaining too much, raising your voice, shutting down, or becoming sarcastic. All of these reactions are understandable, and all of them lower your authority. Now imagine something else. You look at them calmly. You listen without tension. And you reply with one short sentence, spoken slowly. Or sometimes, you say nothing at all. The room changes. Not because you won, but because you didn't break. Staying calm under pressure signals emotional maturity. It tells everyone watching, this person controls themselves, and people trust those who are not easily shaken. This does not mean you accept disrespect. Non-reactivity is not avoidance, it is timing. If something needs to be addressed, you address it later, from clarity, not heat. Calm responses land deeper than emotional ones. Here are simple ways to practice non-reactivity. First, pause. When something triggers you, don't answer immediately. Let the emotion pass through your body before you speak. Second, separate ego from reality. Not every comment is personal. Often people speak from their own frustration or insecurity. Don't carry what isn't yours. Third, practice silence. When someone is trying to create drama, silence removes their fuel. Not every situation deserves a reply. Fourth, stay steady. If someone is loud, you stay calm. If someone is emotional, you stay grounded. This contrast naturally places you in a position of leadership. The less you react, the more control you gain. Over the room, over the moment, over yourself. People may not always agree with you, but they will respect you. Because reacting is easy, anyone can lose control. But remaining calm in discomfort, that takes discipline. And discipline is what separates presence from power. If staying calm already feels difficult, the next part will show you why most people lose respect after they speak, not before. Once you can stay calm under pressure, something else begins to matter even more than how you look or how you speak. It's what happens after you speak. This is where trust and deep respect are built or destroyed. Your word is not just sound, it's a signal. Every time you say you will do something, people make a quiet note in their mind. Did you follow through, or did you disappear? Over time, those notes become your reputation. Many people think respect comes from talent, intelligence, or charm. But when it comes to long-term respect, none of those matter if your words are unreliable. Excuses erase credibility. Consistency builds it. Think about two people. Both promise to be somewhere at the same time. One arrives late again and again, always with a reason. The other arrives early or on time, without explanation. No speeches, no apologies, just presence. When responsibility matters, who do you trust? The answer is obvious. Keeping your word is not about being perfect. Life happens. Things change. Respect is built when you are honest about what you can and cannot commit to. Saying no is often more respectful than saying yes and failing to show up. Every broken promise weakens your inner confidence. Every kept promise strengthens it. When you do what you said you would do, you start trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself, others follow. This applies to small things, not just big ones. Calling when you said you would. Showing up when you agreed to. Finishing what you started. These actions may seem invisible, but they quietly shape how people see you, especially when you are not in the room. There is a simple rule that changes everything. If you cannot keep your word, don't give it. Replace yes with not right now. Replace empty promises with clear boundaries. This protects both your integrity and your peace. When your word becomes reliable, your presence changes. People listen more closely. They stop questioning your intentions. Your voice carries weight because it is backed by action. And most importantly, you respect yourself more. You stop feeling scattered. You stop feeling guilty. You become someone who finishes what they start. Respect is built one action at a time, and nothing builds it faster or destroys it quicker than the way you treat your own word. Many people believe power comes from talking more, speaking faster, filling every pause, proving intelligence through constant words. But real authority often shows up in the opposite way, through stillness, eye contact, and silence. Eye contact is one of the strongest signals of presence. When someone avoids your eyes, you sense uncertainty. When their gaze jumps around the room, you feel their attention drifting. But when someone looks at you calmly, steady, relaxed, unforced, you feel seen. And being seen creates respect. This doesn't mean staring or trying to dominate. It means being fully present. Soft eyes, natural blinking, no rush to look away. When you speak, you hold eye contact long enough for your words to land. When you listen, you stay there, focused, grounded, attentive. People feel that attention as weight. Now combine that with silence. Silence is uncomfortable for many people. They rush to fill it with explanations, jokes, or nervous energy. But silence is not emptiness. It's space. And space gives your words gravity. Think of a meeting where one person talks constantly, interrupting, competing for attention. Another person listens. They don't fight for airtime. When they finally speak, it's one sentence, slow, clear, intentional. Then silence. The room shifts. Why? Because they didn't chase attention. They commanded it by choosing when to speak. Here's how to practice this. First, slow down your speech. You don't need to rush. Breathe between thoughts. Let your sentences end fully before starting the next one. Second, use pauses on purpose. A brief silence before or after you speak signals control. It tells others you are not nervous about being heard. Third, don't fear silence in tension. If someone challenges you, resist the urge to explain immediately. Hold eye contact. Breathe. Let the moment settle. Often, the pressure dissolves on its own. Fourth, listen more than you talk. Ask questions. Let others reveal themselves. People respect those who truly listen because attention feels rare and valuable. When you master eye contact and silence, something changes. You don't need volume. You don't need performance. Your presence does the work for you. In a loud world, stillness stands out. And when your eyes are steady and your silence is intentional, people don't just hear you, they feel you. That is quiet authority. There is one habit that quietly destroys respect faster than almost anything else. Trying too hard to convince people of your value. Convincing sounds harmless. You explain your reasons. You defend your choices. You clarify your intentions. You try to make others understand you. But underneath all that effort, there is a hidden message being sent. I need you to believe me for me to feel solid. And people feel that immediately. Respect does not grow from persuasion. It grows from certainty. When you try to convince, you talk more than necessary. You explain longer than needed. You argue when silence would have been stronger. Your energy shifts from grounded to urgent, and urgency never looks powerful. Think about someone who truly believes in what they are doing. When they are questioned, they don't rush. They don't overreact. They don't beg for agreement. They state their position calmly, or they say nothing at all, and continue moving forward. Their confidence comes from direction, not approval. This is the difference between insecurity and self-trust. Not everyone needs to agree with you. Not everyone needs to understand you. And not everyone deserves access to your reasons. When you know who you are and where you're going, disagreement stops feeling like a threat. Here's how to practice this shift. First, speak once, clearly and calmly. Say what you believe without overloading it with explanations. Then let it land. Repeating yourself weakens your message. Second, release the need for approval. If someone doesn't support your choice, let that be information, not a verdict. Their doubt does not cancel your direction. Third, let results speak. Instead of announcing your plans or defending your vision, Focus on consistent action. Progress is the most convincing language there is. Fourth, disagree without tension. You can say, "I see it differently," and stop there. You don't need to win every discussion to keep your dignity. Fifth, protect your peace. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you. Explaining more only drains you. Silence preserves your energy. When you stop trying to convince, something powerful happens. Your words become fewer, but stronger. Your presence becomes calmer, but heavier. People may still disagree with you, but they stop questioning your confidence. Those who respect you don't need to be persuaded, and those who don't respect you cannot be convinced. So stop proving. Stop defending. Stop explaining your worth. Stand in it quietly, and let your actions carry the message forward. One of the clearest signs of self-respect is the ability to leave without creating noise. No arguments. No long messages. No need to be understood. Just a calm decision to step away. Most people do the opposite. When they feel ignored, they explain more. When they feel hurt, they argue. When someone pulls back, they chase harder. All of that comes from the same place: fear of losing connection. But chasing rarely creates respect. It usually creates distance. Walking away does not mean you are cold. It means you are clear. Imagine staying in conversations where you are not heard. Remaining in relationships where your effort is one-sided. Continuing in environments that drain your energy. Over time, this teaches others that your presence is flexible, that you will stay even when you are not valued. The moment you choose to leave quietly, the dynamic changes. You don't need to announce your departure. You don't need to explain your reasons to people who are not listening. You don't need closure from those who do not respect your boundaries. Silence becomes your statement. This applies far beyond relationships. It applies to jobs that ignore your limits, to habits that slowly exhaust you, to online spaces filled with unnecessary conflict, to any situation where your peace is consistently compromised. Here is how to practice walking away with strength. First, notice how you feel. If a space makes you feel small, tense, or drained, that information matters. Your body often recognizes disrespect before your mind accepts it. Second, stop over-explaining. You don't owe everyone a detailed reason for protecting yourself. Clarity does not require permission. Third, keep your exit clean. No dramatic goodbye. No last argument. No attempt to prove a point. Just distance. Fourth, trust what opens up. Walking away is not loss. It creates space. Space for calmer connections. Space for healthier opportunities. Space for yourself. Fifth, choose peace over closure. Closure often keeps you tied to what already hurt you. Peace allows you to move forward. When you walk away quietly, people feel it. Not as rejection, but as strength. They recognize that you do not beg, chase, or collapse for attention. You move with dignity. And dignity leaves a lasting impression. At the highest level of self-respect, there is nothing left to prove. No arguments to win. No opinions to fight. No image to protect. There is only direction and the discipline to stay with it quietly. We live in a world full of noise. Everyone has something to say about who you are, what you should do, and how fast you should become it. If you try to respond to every opinion, you will spend your life explaining instead of building. And still, it will never be enough. Silence is not avoidance. Silence is selection. When you stop reacting to judgment, something powerful happens. Your energy stops leaking. Your focus sharpens. You begin to move forward without dragging unnecessary weight behind you. There are 3 kinds of silence that deepen respect. The first is silence in conflict. When someone tries to provoke you, insult you, or pull you into emotional chaos, your calm becomes a wall. You don't argue. You don't defend. You don't escalate. You stay steady, and people notice. Because anyone can react, but not everyone can remain composed. The second is silence in growth. You don't need to announce every plan. You don't need to document every step. Real growth is often quiet, repetitive, and invisible at first. When you work without broadcasting, you protect your momentum. And when results finally appear, they speak louder than promises ever could. The third is silence in judgment. Some people will misunderstand you no matter how clearly you explain. Let them. The need to be understood by everyone is a form of dependency. The more secure you become, the less you feel the urge to correct every false assumption. Silence gives your life space to become the proof. When you move this way, respect follows naturally. Not because people agree with you, but because they sense stability. They sense discipline. They sense that you are not moved by every voice in the room. You don't need to announce your strength. You don't need to demand recognition. You don't need permission to become grounded. Let others talk. Let others guess. Let others doubt. You keep showing up. You keep choosing clarity over noise. You keep building with patience and restraint. In time, your presence will enter rooms before your words do. And that is when silence has finished its work. Before you leave, ask yourself this. After everything you just heard, are you still waiting for respect? Or are you ready to become it? If you've listened carefully, you already know the truth. Respect was never something missing outside of you. It was something waiting to be built inside you. You don't earn respect by explaining more. You don't earn it by being louder, nicer, or more available. You earn it when your actions match your standards, when your silence has direction, when your boundaries stay firm, when your word stays clean, when your presence feels steady, without asking for approval. Some people will never say they respect you. That doesn't matter. What matters is that they feel it, in how they speak to you, how they treat your time, and how they adjust their behavior around you. So now, one last choice. Don't think too long. Just answer honestly in the comments. A. I'm waiting for people to change. B. I'm becoming someone who earns respect. Choose A or B only. If your answer changed from the beginning of this episode, tell me why in one sentence. And remember, the moment you stop asking for respect is the moment it starts finding you.